What's happening, guys? Happy Friday to you. It is actually Thursday here still right now, but I wanted to shoot this video because I'm going to be away from my computer tomorrow morning. So I wanted to at least get this video shot so I can edit it and get it put up tomorrow morning for you guys. But happy Friday to you, and I hope you guys are looking forward to a nice weekend. Today I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently. I always do my weekly comment catch up every single Friday where I go over my blog post for the week and go through all the comments, anybody that I might have missed or any questions I may have missed, make sure I answer those or respond to those comments. But also today I want to touch on something because I've failed to mention in my last two videos. I've just been kind of excited about other things. But I have reached a milestone that was one of my goals for 2018, and here it is, not even June yet, and we're not even like halfway through the year, and I've already reached one of my milestones. So I wanted to touch on that today as well. So I want to rewind a little bit, go back to 4 months ago where I made this post, Steemit goals for 2018 and beyond. Some of these goals, I wasn't really sure if I was actually going to meet any of these goals in 2018, but I knew that it was possible if I just was consistent and did everything that I've been doing up until that point. So let's go through these goals. There was only 3 of them on here, which is kind of funny. And I would actually add some to this now that I think about it. I never mentioned one thing about reputation, like building my reputation on here. I would have never imagined I'd be at a 62 reputation by now. So it's one of the things I left out, but let's go through it real quick. My goal number 1 was to build a following of 3,000 followers, 3,000 Steemians. And as you guys can see, I'm at 3,070, so I just reached that milestone, which is really cool. Thank you guys so much, you guys who have followed me, who continue to participate in the dialogue here on my channel and leave valuable feedback and comments and questions. You guys keep me going, so I really do appreciate all the love you guys share. Also on my goals, I said I want to earn $1,500 per week in rewards. And I said here, if you're new to Steemit, then you may think I'm reaching for the stars here, but there are many Steemians who are making thousands of dollars each week, and I plan to follow in their footsteps. So I'll admit, I was shooting for the stars there, and I still think it's possible by the end of 2018 that I could reach that goal. But I can say as of right now, here it is at, May 10th, I have not reached that goal yet. And actually, what's interesting is that has not become my primary. That was one of the things that drove me to Steemit, was the fact that we could make money here by blogging and sharing and curating content and all that. That got me excited about Steemit. It was revolutionary to me at the time, still is today. So that was one of my driving forces that got me over here to Steemit, but it's not one of the things that I'm really focused on anymore, which is very, very, very interesting how goals can change and how your perception of things and what you're after can change over time. So now I'm not really that concerned about the money, even though the $1,500 a week would be great. I'm still making some money here on Steemit, of course, as you guys know, by sharing content, curating content, and I have my Upvote bot now, which is really almost a non-profit initiative because haven't really made any money from it, just so you guys know. I've put a lot of money out there, dished thousands of dollars into Steam Power and into delegation for my Upvote bot, and 85% of the bids coming in are going to delegators, and about 5 to 10% is going to me and MinnowFund. Well, the other 15% is split between me and MinnowFund. So I'm not exactly making big money from the Upvote bot. So I can't say that has really been the best investment opportunity for myself, but it has been a great investment opportunity for other people, which gets me to goal number 3 that I had on here, is to help as many people as possible. As I mentioned at the start of this article, I had no idea what I would be posting here on Steemit. My interests are business, travel, crypto, etc. But since joining Steemit, I've noticed that there are people like myself who need pointers when it comes to using the Steemit platform. So my main focus will be making videos and blog posts that help my fellow Steemians. I'll regularly put together tutorials, how-tos, and tips that will help people be more productive and earn the most money from their Steemit account. So if you look at things and the way I've actually gone, my goal number 2 is really sunk down to goal number 3, maybe goal number 4 or 5 at this point. And I'm really, my main driving factor here on Steemit now, or my main focus, I guess I should say, is to help other Steemians. And so one thing cool that I've been able to create is the MinnowFund, which is delegating out Steam Power every single week to minnows, or people who are new to the Steemit platform who need that little boost in Steam Power to get their account going. Because as you guys know, if you're just starting out here on Steemit and you're totally depending on Steemit Incorporated's delegation to you, which is only like 15 Steam Power, your upvote's going to be worth 0, and you're not going to earn any curation rewards with that 15 SP either. You have to have Steam Power in order to earn curation rewards. So MinnowFund is a really cool initiative that I was able to start, and that was thanks to the Upvote bot, the Brandon Fry Upvote bot service. And we've got a lot of people that have been following my channel who have delegated to the Brandon Fry Upvote bot, and they are earning passive rewards daily. Steem and SBD, they're getting paid daily to their wallets from that Upvote bot service. So it's really cool. It's multifaceted, the people that I've been able to help here with a passive income, and also people who are strictly, focused on putting out good content or curating content and helping other people. We're giving out, delegating out Steem power to them every week. So it's really, really cool. And I guess that makes my goal one now is to help people. And again, the whole point the whole thing that got me here to Steemit, which I find so interesting, money, is been kind of put down on my list, and it's not really even much of a thought anymore. So it's very, very interesting how our perception of things and what's driving us can change over time, and that's fine. Whatever makes you happy, whatever fulfills you and your reasons for being here on Steemit, that's perfectly fine, okay? Unless it's to just piss people off or something like that, then maybe that's not fine. But as long as your motives are pure, it doesn't matter what brought you here or what keeps you here, just keep going, right? So anyway, I thought I would just touch back on this because it's interesting to look if you make goals for yourself, and I do believe that's important if you're trying to really hold yourself accountable to achieving an objective of some sort. It's important to make goals for yourself and then kind of like look back on those over time to see how they've changed and also see like where you've gotten so far. So I thought it'd be interesting to start this video off with going through that real quick. All right, now let's get to the weekly comment catch up. Again, every single week I go through my post to see if there's any comments I missed, any feedback, questions, or anything that I haven't answered. So I don't miss any of you guys. And again, I want to say so much that I appreciate you guys for helping me get to over 3,000 followers, and also for the people out there, and there's like a there's quite a few of you guys actually that regularly leave comments, and I don't want to start naming names because then I'm going to forget some very, very important people. Maybe I'll list those in the blog post below, but I'm really afraid I'm going to miss out on some people. But you guys know who you are. You regularly comment on my posts like almost daily. And so I appreciate you guys so much for your participation on my channel and keep the dialogue going. All right, so the first post was where I was talking about stake-weighted versus account-based voting, which was an idea that Ned popped up about SMTs. It's going to be an option that SMTs are going to have to use on their platform. And so I went over that in this video. There's actually, there's a lot more detail to it now that I know. I've actually gone through and done some more research and seen another video with Ned where he's talking about some other things added to this, oracles and communities and stuff like that. So there's really a lot more to it than what I even went over in this video. And somebody left a comment below. Let me see where I can find it. Let me go ahead and give him a shout out right here. Mountain Jewel pointed this out about the oracles, leaders of the communities that verify the people. So it's not exactly crystal clear, but Ned did. If you follow this link he left here, there's a video of Ned where he was asked point blank, hey, will you elaborate on this whole idea of account-based voting? And he did. And it's not crystal clear, but it gives you a little more of an idea how it's a little more complex than the way I described it in this video. So I definitely recommend checking that out. Okay, let's see what comments I might have missed this week. Okay, so Neil McSpadden says, I think account-based voting will not bring the desired results. From the limited amount we know, it will just incentivize spammers to flood accounts. In fact, I wrote a post about it, so he's got a post there if you want to check it out. But basically, it's kind of what I was saying in the video is that if we do go to a strictly account-based voting where it's one vote, and this is really what's going to affect the trending page, the algorithm that decides, hey, should this article be up higher or lower on the trending page? So if you can get 1,000 upvotes that don't mean anything, have no reputation or stake behind them, which stake, when I say that, I mean Steem power. So it'd be very easy to manipulate a system like that because people can have networks of bots where they can program these and sell it, basically, just like we were doing with upvote bots. They would do the same thing, and it would actually be even cheaper to do, and it would be a lot more abuse, I think, because you could just hire or pay a network of bots to go up and upvote your post, and it doesn't matter if those bots have much Steem power or anything like that. But just the simple fact that you've had 2,000 upvotes on your post, it's going to rank higher in the trending page. Now, that's part of what account-based voting would be. Again, it's more complex than that, but that's an idea of how it would work. And again, I think that there would be more abuse, so I think you're right on that. All right, so Mighty Panda says, I'm waiting for some change to the voting. Current voting system doesn't promote good content, just vested interests. So again, I actually am excited to see some kind of change, and I do believe, and I've said this over and over now, and I know people are sick of hearing me say this, but I do believe that communities with hive minds is going to completely change how the trending page is. The fact that there won't be just one trending page anymore. So I think that's going to change the whole landscape, and we need to wait for that to happen first before we even think about changing anything, because after that's done, people may decide, hey, it's not an issue anymore. Okay, so I think we need to wait on that. But again, if we went to account-based voting, I truly believe there would be more abuse than there currently is right now. And at least right now, everything is out in the open. So if somebody's using an upvote bot, it's because the way I understand it, this is before my time here on Steemit, is before we had upvote bots, this was all done behind the scenes. You had to know somebody. You had to know these big whales out there and connect with them on offline channels, or out of Steemit, that is, and say, hey, I'll pay you this much money to give me an upvote worth this much money. Even if you wanted to upvote somebody that, wasn't even your post, somebody else's post, and you're like, man, I would love to give them a big upvote. If you knew the right person, the right whale, you could pay them outside of Steemit to give you that upvote. So it was still going on back then. It just wasn't transparent. And at least now it's it's definitely more transparent, and it's almost more accessible to more people, even though not everybody can afford, $1,000 to upvote their post to where it's earning like $2,000-$3,000. So, but it is more transparent the way it is right now. Again, I'm with you though. I believe that there should be some kind of change. I believe that there's a lot smarter technology out there to decide, hey, did a real human actually look at this? Did they watch this? How much time do they spend on this? That's the kind of stuff I think about. Of course, there's other things too, adding in the reputation of the person, their stake weight, and the one vote, one account kind of thing. If you could kind of incorporate all that stuff, I think you could probably find a perfect solution. We'll just have to wait and see what happens though. So this sequential vibe says, I don't know if it would make for better curation, but it would be more democratic. Yeah, if it worked the way it was, and if everybody definitely had one account here on Steemit, then yeah, I agree. I think it would be more democratic. Unfortunately, that probably wouldn't be the case. Let's go down a little bit further. New Age Envy says, I am split on how this will impact the platform, but also highly doubt this will be able to get through given the current voting structure. However, I think there are more things that can be done that will improve the reward distribution before having to resort to such as the hive mind changes. It will better categorize pages so that participants could be more efficiently channeled to their interests. Absolutely. And I think you're right. You just hit the nail on the head, is that we ought to wait until we see what changes. Is this going to be a whole change visually to the platform and the way we see things? My friend Pride Foltz, she's always talking about this, is that one big issue is that when new users log into Steemit, the first thing they see is a trending page, because they may not have anything in their feed yet if they're not following anybody. First thing they see is a trending page, and they think this is what's on Steemit, when really that's not even half the stuff that's normally on, that's on Steemit, because that stuff has been promoted, and it's people with big pockets, right? So I think you're right. With hive minds, you'll be able to choose what kind of categories of stuff you're wanting to participate in, what you're wanting to see, what your interests are, and have it kind of categorized out, like you said, to things you really, really want to see. I think that's a brilliant solution. All right, my man John G. Olson, he's one of the people I was going to mention at the beginning of this video, and I was like, I'm going to forget everybody's names. John's been a long-time friend of mine here on Steemit. I can say that now. It's been a while. We started about the same time. Good friend. He's always leaving great, valuable feedback on here. So let's see what he says. Great video, man, and a topic that will come up so much more in the future too. Co-signing what G. Adrian said, a KYC form might play a part in anything going forward for account-based voting, but quite a few Steemians don't seem to be huge fans of dishing out personal information. Laugh out loud. So I don't know if that'll ever come to fruition. You're right. I mean, and the fact that this is decentralized, people want anonymity, privacy, and stuff like that. They're not going to want to dish that out. Plus, and let me make sure you didn't say this. I'm just excited that Ned's been out there talking about Steem whenever possible. That's been awesome to watch. It has. He's been super busy, and I know a lot of people criticized him for his Bloomberg appearance. I think he did a good job. I mean, there's a lot of pressure to be on a big show like that. Anyway, to touch back on what you were saying, one thing, and you may have seen this, I think it was G. Adrian I was talking to, who's also a regular person who leaves comments on my channel. I think it was G. Adrian that was talking about, we went back and forth, we talked about, well, what if you were like a developer on Steemit and you need multiple channels to run an initiative, like say with like MinnowFund. I had a separate channel for that because I had to get it whitelisted with Cheetah, so that, because it's like the regular same content. There's only three blog post templates I use for MinnowFund. I had to get all that approved through Cheetah, so that way Cheetah could whitelist me. as long as I, said I'm not going to be posting any other kind of content on there. So I had to set up a separate channel for that so it didn't get flagged by Cheetah and start getting, voted down. So I needed to set up a separate channel for that. Also, a lot of people, they're using an upvote bot, or they create an upvote bot, they're going to have that on a separate channel. Also, if I create an application like DLive or something like that, I wish I had the know-how, then I want that on a separate channel. So I think developers and people who run initiatives and projects and stuff like that, I think if we were going to go that route, and this is all just speculative or whatever, if we ever did go that route, I think there would need to be two separate types of accounts, at least two. One for developers or people who run communities and projects and stuff, and then just a regular account. And there would be, I guess, some extra things you would have to provide in order to get that developer account. So anyway, it's just an interesting conversation. I know, guys, that some of this is just up in the air. And as far as I know right now, nothing is being planned to change here on Steemit for the time being, except for communities, which will be coming out hopefully soon. I'm not sure if it's coming out in the next hard fork or not, but hopefully it will be. Anyway, thanks, John. Appreciate your comments as always. Stacking, my man. He said it should be account-based voting, including reputation and stake, also including activity on the blockchain. So that's an interesting one I haven't heard yet, is how active are you here on the blockchain? So it should be account-based voting, including reputation and stake. So he's saying both reputation and stake. See, I thought this too. I think reputation and stake should also play a part in it. And now, I think the only thing that reputation really helps you with is with your curation rewards, and it also will boost somebody else's reputation. So a lot of people like to use the Brandon Fry upvote bot because my reputation is higher than most, all but maybe a couple of the other upvote bots out there. Jerry Banfield's probably the highest one out there. So a lot of people like to use my upvote bot because they know they're going to get some of that reputation from my upvote bot. Anyway, so I do think reputation and stake should always play a part in it. For one, if stake is taken out of the whole equation of what's going to make something trend, then people have argued that that's going to take some of the incentive out of powering up, which is what makes Steem valuable, right? We all want people to power up here. So that's a good point. And then he says also including activity on the blockchain. So that's an interesting little side note there I hadn't thought about. But if you're a real active user, you're regularly on here curating content and stuff, maybe your upvote should be worth a little bit more when it comes to the algorithm of trending. So interesting. All right. So I appreciate all the feedback, guys, as always. Let's get on to the next post here. Exchanging SPD for Steem or Steem Power with 0 fees. So I felt like a complete idiot because I'd been doing this wrong and costing myself a lot of money in fees over the last 5 months or so. Because I've been mostly using block trades when I'm trading SPD for Steem, Steem for SPD, or for Steem Power, when I could do it on the internal market absolutely free, no cost to me, right? No fees. So I went over this in this video. If you guys don't know about the internal market and how to use it, please watch this video. It'll help you out a lot and save you a lot of money. Let's see what comments I had on this. All right, Wintong, oh, I'm going to say that wrong. Wintong Sihai, maybe? I wish there was a way to buy SPDs directly without having to first buy BTC or some other cryptocurrency. Investing is not my thing, but I do appreciate the chance to avoid fees when buying Steem. So good point, and I don't know of any exchanges. Maybe you guys know, because I don't regularly use any exchanges outside of GDAX, Coinbase, Binance, sometimes Cryptopia if I have to, block trades, and then the internal market here. So I'm not really familiar with that many exchanges. I don't know if there's any that go from fiat to Steem. If you guys know of any, please leave a comment below and let us know. But yeah, unfortunately, you'll have to go to BTC or Ethereum first, and for that, I typically use Coinbase. And there's a couple of other options out there, but that's just the way it works here in the crypto world. It's something I've gotten used to, and luckily, once you build up your account and stuff, you should start earning some curation rewards and some author rewards, and start powering that up, and you may not ever come out of pocket again. Now, me personally, I've invested a lot of money, so I've moved a lot into Ethereum, then Ethereum into Steem Power, and so I've done that through Coinbase and stuff, and I paid a lot of fees to do that, of course. But I continually add more fiat to Steem Power into my account whenever I can. I've probably invested, let me see, I've got my portfolio right here, guys. Actually, one second, let me tell you exactly how much I've invested into Steem Power. So I have invested, I think it's a little over $15,000 into Steem right now. And I am currently only $1,000 up because the market has tanked over the last 24 hours. So I'm only currently like $1,000 up on my investment. But again, there's so many perks to having Steem Power So power up often as much as you can. And I'm going to mention Pride Faults again. I already answered or responded to her comment, but I actually was glad to see that there was other people that have been here for a while that weren't doing this correctly, and Pride Faults was one of them. So I'm glad to know that you were with me on that. So was John G. Olson. I think he was also another one that was doing it the way I was doing it, which was costing us in fees. MD Kaufman 21 says, I actually started powering by using the internal market. Haven't heard of block trades until I wanted to figure out how to turn my Steem into BTC. So that's interesting, and that's good to know. Like, that's good to see that other people didn't fall for this, or didn't. I shouldn't say fall for it, because block trades is a business, and there's other options out there if you do your research. But at least he wasn't paying all that money in fees. So glad to hear that. All right, Bits of Coin says, thanks for this, Brennan. This was extremely helpful. And like you, I can't believe I didn't put 2 and 2 together on this. Well, knowing is half the battle. Thanks again. Yeah, man, I mean, what are we going to do now, right? Go back to block trades and say, hey, man, I wish I had known. Yeah, I spent a lot of money. Like I mentioned, over $15,000 I put into Steem Power, and that was going through block trades. Of course, for that, though, I had to go through an external exchange like that because I'm moving Ethereum or Bitcoin into Steem. But all these little things that I've been doing, like powering up the Minnow Fund account, and moving Steem around and stuff, and I can't believe I was spending that much money on fees. But hey, at least we can go from here on and do it right, fee free. So anyway, glad that could help out some people. It certainly helped me when I learned about it. All right, now also in this video, I want to go ahead and congratulate, I'm going to say his name wrong too. I'm terrible with these usernames, guys. Adi Amidri maybe? He is the winner of this week's Minnow Fund delegation. So he won a total of 50 SB delegation from Minnow Fund for a period of 45 days. Guys, if you want to participate in this, you don't have to need Steem Power to participate in the Minnow Fund. We need more people to vote. And if you guys are interested in receiving SP delegation from Minnow Fund, all you got to do is submit an application when they open. And the applications do open today, Friday. So every Friday we open up those applications for you guys. You can fill them out over the weekend. Then on Monday we choose the people whose applications go through to the voting round if they met all of our requirements. And make sure you do read through those requirements. And then we allow the community to vote on who they feel should best receive, or who best is fit or whatever to receive our delegation. So it's a great community project, and if you guys aren't in need of SP, just go over there and re-steam our articles and vote in the community voting round. We'd appreciate all of your help, guys. All right, and as you guys know, with every single post, every single video I do, I give away a free upvote from the Brandon Fry upvote bot to a lucky person who upvoted and commented on my post. So we're going to pick a random winner from my last post, which was the post I did about exchanging SPDs for Steem or Steem Power without any fees. So let's pick a random winner there. All right, and Wintong Sihai, of course you make me say it again, said, I wish there was a way to buy SPDs directly without having to first buy BTC. So we just went over that. But congratulations, you are today's winner. You're going to receive a free upvote for the Brandon Fry upvote bot. So congratulations on that. Again, guys, if you would like a chance to win that, all you have to do is, if you like today's video, feel free to upvote and comment on it for a chance to win. All right, guys, well, that's all for this week. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Until the next video, we'll see you soon.